Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Is your car stuck in the past? Is it still, lacking excitement? Time for a change? Hello 2025 Discovery Sport. With sleek design, incredible performance, and, wait for it, 3.9% APR for 48 months. Yes, you could be driving this beauty for as low as $22.53 a month per 1,000 financed. That's practically a steal. Don't let your old ride make you feel like a dinosaur. Get into a Discovery Sport today and feel like you're driving the future. Only at Land Rover Palm Beach.
ESPN 106.3, playing hits from the 80s, 90s, and today.
Turn it up.
Devin Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. Look, we know some of you keep hearing 80s music sneak onto ESPN 106.3. Instead of fighting it, we're embracing it. Enjoy this quick blast from the past. It beats talking about the Jets.
Hey golf fans, Colin Russo here. Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round on the simulators. You can track your stats and see real improvement. Flagstick is where serious golfers and beginners find their edge. Bring your friends or family and enjoy golf like never before. Visit flagstickgolfperformance.com to book your session.
ESPN West Palm is highlighting the best performance of the week, presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Every week, a different team will be featured across ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. The winning performance receives $500, courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Do you know a team, player, or school with a killer performance? Nominate them by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Jaden Daniels ain't going for none of that. Plus, C-Cat and Theo Dorsey from the South Florida Fair. It doesn't get much better than this. Damian, open season.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. I feel good about just yelling at the top of my lungs. I feel good about expressing myself in such a joyous manner because not only are we coming to you live here on a Friday, a football Friday ahead of the NFL's divisional round, we also are coming to you from the South Florida Fairgrounds. That's right. We have kicked off officially the South Florida Fair. Nothing gets started until you see the swine races, and C-Cat and I literally, we're right here front and center for the very first 3 swine races of the South Florida Fair. We saw the fast, small, quick ones go. They look kind of like a Kyler Murray scramble. It looked like Kyler Murray when it's 3rd and long and the time is expired in the quarter. He's running around looking for a receiver. It's just like the way their legs move, right? Real quick story. And then we also saw the big chuggers, the big ones, the big pigs that were pretty much walking and crawling. It felt more like one of those, like a defensive lineman picks up the fumble. He's dragging people a couple extra yards, trying to push for the end zone.
Well, throwback B.J. Raji from the Packers doing the Raji in the end zone.
Yeah. Those are good ones. Who was the guy that just recently picked up a phone or got the interception and fell down?
From the Ravens, I forget his name.
Yeah, big dude. So, yes, they have it all here at the South Florida Fair, including the fried foods, including the many different activations, the farmers market, the Ferris wheel. I mean, after the show today, I got to tap in. If you're watching us on the Prize Picks YouTube stream, you can see my guy C-Cat, who generally is sporting a Hawaiian shirt and a regular baseball cap. Today he's Cowboy Cat.
Oh, yeehaw. Giddy up. Hide your wives. Hide your girlfriends.
Yes.
Hide your moms, for all I care.
Literally.
I'm acting different in this hat. My goodness.
Yeah, we literally have to hide mothers around C-Cat today because he has that Southern charm. He has the cowboy hat, and it's like a longhorn. It's like a longhorn.
It is a longhorn.
On the front of it.
It would have been nice if it was like last week before Texas lost in the college football playoff semifinals, where I could really lean into it a little bit more, because these Buckeyes got to lose eventually. And I'm going to have to dress up in leprechaun attire to root on Notre Dame on Monday. So it would have been nice to have this hat.
Does that not feel a little belittling, the fact that you learned that you hate Notre Dame fans because a lot of them are frauds and phonies?
Correct.
You also had to be in the stadium, Hard Rock Stadium, to watch your alma mater, Penn State, fall to Notre Dame, and you bumped shoulders and elbows with Fighting Irish fans, and now because of who they're going up against, you're like, I got to root for them.
Everything that you have said is correct. It is absolutely demeaning. It's demoralizing. It's emasculating.
Yeah.
It is downright sad, my last 2 weeks in terms of Penn State football fandom. I'm selling out for the man because we've got too loud of a Buckeye fan on these airwaves from 4 to 6. Someone's got to take a stand, and I've self-appointed that.
These are two of the least likable football programs and most pretentious football programs in the nation. I can't think of, like in basketball, there's Duke and then there's everybody else. In college football, what are the more unlikable organizations or schools outside of Ohio State and Notre Dame? Like maybe Michigan?
Yeah, I was going to say Michigan is definitely in that conversation, especially when you toss in the sign-stealing scandal, where fans actually have some ammo.
Right,
it's almost like when the Astros got caught, now fans that didn't like the Astros before now actually have valid arguments other than they're winning too much.
Right. Well, you know what's funny? Michigan, people don't talk about this enough. They are actually renowned for cheating, for circumventing rules, for getting caught also in the act of cheating. Think about the most prominent Michigan men you know in sports. All of them have major cheating allegations or scandals, and most of them have actually been punished for it. It's like proven stuff.
Who was a head coach who mushed someone's face post-game? That wasn't even cheating. That was just a bad look.
A bad actor. Who was it?
Juwan.
Juwan Howard. Juwan Howard,
yes.
Former Fab Five guy. Speaking of the Fab Five, I mean, they got notably part of the whole Fab Five thing was getting caught, getting paid under the table, right? Like there's so many other things with Michigan. It is a place that is littered with cheaters. Part of being a Michigan man is cheating. We know that from the owner of the Miami Dolphins, Stephen Ross, who cheated so much as an owner, he lost the first-round pick over it, trying to flirt with another Michigan man in Tom Brady, who you all herald as the GOAT of football. But let's not forget, amidst that trophy case where he has the 7 Super Bowl rings, is like 2 or 3 allegations, and some of them also, again, he was convicted for within the NFL.
Not airtight. There's blemishes there.
The rules, man. There's just something wrong with these dudes. Connor Stallions, Jim Harbaugh, there's something wrong with these dudes.
I've kind of turned a corner on Connor Stallions. Like, he's been active on social media in talking about, like, conference supremacy and talking about how much better the Big Ten is than the SEC this year. And I'm like, all right, Connor, I'm with you.
I don't even dislike these people for cheating. I just wish that we would be, as a nation, more transparent about admitting that that's what it is. If you see a Michigan man succeeding at a high level at anything, you should question how he got there.
So they
lack integrity.
You kind of want Michigan to treat themselves as if they are Eddie Guerrero or Ric Flair in the wrestling world, where they embrace being the dirtiest player in the game.
Yes.
And that's what makes them different, and that's probably the source of their success.
Right, because I'm not even sure if there's anywhere online where they actually define what it means to be a Michigan man. They just talk about all the time how they're Michigan men, and I think one of their pillars is cheating. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that it is very apparent when you look at the people that are highly successful that are Wolverines. But we're not talking Wolverines at all today because it's going to be Ohio State, Notre Dame. We'll give our official picks for the College Football Playoff National Championship, which is going to happen on Monday. We also are going to obviously dive deep into the divisional round. Once again in the NFL as things get kicked off tomorrow with Chiefs-Texans, and then you have the Commanders-Lions. Sunday is going to be the cream of the crop. Who cares what the first game is, because the last game, the finale, is going to be the Ravens and the Chiefs. I mean, excuse me. Whoa. I'm forecasting here. I'm foreshadowing
Ravens,
what's really going to
Chiefs.
happen.
All right.
It's going to be Ravens at the Bills, and I do believe Baltimore wins that. We get to that later because I want to start with the big game for Saturday night. I can't, for the life of me, I will not sit still here on Theoretically Speaking as somebody who professes truth to you all day in and day out, as somebody that kind of is good about forecasting what's going to happen next. I can't sit still with looking at this line that I'm looking at on Hard Rock Bet, CCAT. 9-point dogs. The Commanders are 9-point dogs to the Detroit Lions. The over-under for this game, by the way, 55.5 points right now. So we know it's going to be a barn burner. We know that both of these coaches, two of the most aggressive NFL coaches, they play the game like it's Madden at times. But another thing that we know about this game is that the Commanders are not a team that's just happy to be here. They are a team that is led by a great rookie quarterback in Jaden Daniels, and I think that they're going to pose a much larger threat than what y'all are giving them credit for. My first initial thought looking at this whole weekend slate is that we are maybe shortchanging what Washington's going to be able to do at Detroit, at the Lions, and I get why we do so. They look like a buzzsaw all through the regular season, Detroit did. But there's some major glaring holes in what I believe Detroit's going to be able to execute tomorrow night. Are you one that is on the side of this Detroit sweep? Well, where are we at on Punchline picks, by the way, too? Are we picking the Lions because we have to, or which side did Russo and Rizzo pick?
I honestly forget what they picked. I don't think they picked that game at all.
They have to,
be
I thought.
frank. Well, no, there's a national championship game, so
Okay.
they only have to pick 4, and they could pick an over-under. They have a bunch of options there where I'm pretty sure they didn't pick the Lions or Commanders.
If y'all don't understand what I'm talking about here, Punchline picks here, Russo and Rizzo versus this show, Theoretically Speaking, we are down by 4, and there's only 5 points that can be had in this final weekend of football. So the way that it's going to cut out is they made their picks, and we're just going to have to fade their picks because the only way we can win is if they also lose.
It's as simple as that. And like in these playoff rounds, we've allowed for over-unders to allow you to not have to automatically fade the opposition of whoever picks first. But again, I used this last night. It's easier to win 4 coin flips than it is to win 8. And this is what we're doing.
That would be crazy for us to try and just pick separately of them, knowing that it's all contingent on them losing anyways. Even if we do go 4-0 with our own picks, if they go 3-1, we lose.
Exactly.
So the only way we can win is if they lose. So here are their Punchline picks, picking against the football spread. The punishment is the losing team has to do stand-up comedy, which is punishment for most, but CCAT is reveling in the opportunity to be able to do so.
I walked past an open mic yesterday.
Oh, my God.
Walking in downtown West
Oh, you
Palm
did?
Beach on Clematis, I walked past an open mic. They almost tried to book me. I said, sorry, I've got my girlfriend here. Nice dinner out. So I said, maybe next time. So I kind of got the itch, and I'm gearing myself up for our potential stand-up set.
The losing team, here's my question. Are we allowed, once you lose, are you allowed, because we're not ruled out of winning, by the way. I don't want to ever admit defeat until it's over. So the losing team, are you allowed to actually go and do a few open mics before the actual stand-up set, or do you have to do it raw the first time for the big show that we're going to put on for people?
I think you should be allowed.
Wow.
I
you
think
want practice reps?
Yeah, because, listen, we're not professional comedians. I will never say that about anyone on these shows, including myself. So
Speak for yourself,
doing that is maybe it makes the show, like the actual ESPN West Palm Comedy Night, easier, but it's going to be very difficult to walk into a cold room at these open mics to get your set ready. That'll be punishment in of itself. Whereas you could just go in cold, ESPN West Palm Comedy Night, bomb, and it's over.
You're right.
One Band-Aid rip-off, that's a punishment. Or you could humiliate yourself night 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one is where it's a little bit better and you kind of know more people in the room.
That's true, because what if also the flip side of that, what if you go in there, you do a practice set somewhere and you realize, damn, I'm pretty good at this.
Wait a second, Lorne Michaels just called for Saturday Night Live. I got to put in my 2 weeks in at ESPN West Palm because I need to go to New York City where I am now a professional comedian.
Unintended consequences. I got to love it. So, we'll see what happens. But, again, here go their picks for the Punchline picks. If we lose, Again, stand-up comedy's on the line. They have Buffalo +1 against the Ravens. I actually feel extremely confident in that one. C-Cat, you're a Ravens fan. I have been a Lamar believer since beginning of the season. This is going to settle the MVP debate. It's also going to help us in punchline picks when the Ravens are able to top the Bills on the road. Here's the one I am a little nervous about. They picked the over in Ohio State versus Notre Dame at 45.5. I don't think Notre Dame scores more than 17, 20 points in this game. I do think Ohio State could potentially run it up on them, especially given what we've heard about their potential coverage plans and how Jeremiah Smith, freshman wide receiver for Ohio State, is already laughing in the faces of the Fighting Irish. So I'm timid on that one, but we're going to have to go with the under, right? That's
just the play. And you know what? I never hate taking unders because the over is always the public play, especially in big games like this, where you know the big names on the offense just because that's who gets the headlines. So taking the under always feels like, more often than not, is the sharp play, if you would. So you don't got to twist my arm. I'm okay with that.
And I can't believe they got this one. Speaking of a public play, Rams +6 at the Eagles. I'm surprised they got this one at 6. It was like 5.5 for a while. So they got it at 6 points. I feel good about the Eagles, pulling away from the Rams. I don't think they're as good as they showed in that opening round.
Because the Eagles can beat the Rams.
Yeah.
The Eagles can beat the Rams and cover.
Yes.
And the Eagles can still do all of that and walk out of that game kind of not confident in the next week.
That's true.
Right, like I think we definitely can see that existence where the Eagles win 20-13, and Eagles fans are thinking, we got to who are the quarterbacks available in next year's draft?
Right,
Jalen Hurts, a mistake of a contract, goodbye Sirianni, we have no chance in the NFC Championship game. And all that can happen. They can have all those second thoughts after this game and still cover against the Rams.
And then the one I feel the sickest to my stomach about. This one is going to be a tough pill to swallow. Their lock, which equals 2 points in punchline picks, again, 5 points on the line, they have my Chiefs. I'm rocking the Chiefs Kingdom shirt right here at the South Florida Fair. They have my Chiefs at -8.5 against my hometown of the Houston Texans. Here, it's bittersweet because, number one, I think the Chiefs do cover comfortably. I think that defensively they have all the answers to stop what Houston provides in attack, especially without Diggs and Tank Dell. I think offensively for the Chiefs, you're going to see them open up a whole new section of this offense we didn't see throughout the year, utilizing Hopkins more, utilizing Travis Kelce more, who's not just chasing a third ring or fourth but third straight ring. He's also trying to chase Jerry Rice's playoff records. I think that this could end up getting out of hand. What I'm hoping for here is a backdoor cover by the Texans because the Chiefs, if they've proven anything throughout this year and years before, they don't care about covering. They don't care about major statistics or the regular season at all. They're just trying to get out of there with health and a win. Come on, CJ, for the love of Houston, for the love of your boy Theo Dorsey, just a backdoor cover is all I ask.
Steve Spagnuolo still the defensive coordinator with the Chiefs. So I look at that and I think, wait a second. Spags, with this roster, has faced so many more intimidating challenges than this Houston Texans offense. C.J. Stroud has regressed a little bit, or at least that the entire offense as a whole has certainly regressed from last year's pop year as a rookie for C.J. Stroud. If the Texans do cover this game, the game will go under. That's what I'm thinking. Like, if the Texans are going to be inside the 8.5-point line, lose by a touchdown, it'll be a very low-scoring game, and it will be the Houston Texans' defense that has success against the Chiefs' offense. Like you said, kind of get the early lead, park the bus, control the football, not airing the football out with Patrick Mahomes in the third and fourth quarter.
So what are you saying there?
That's the path to victory in terms of punchline picks for us. Chiefs win, Texans cover. I'm signing up for that.
Okay, so we have to lock that as well, right? We kind of do, because if they win their lock, they win. If they win their lock, they win. It's over.
Yeah.
Because they can get 1 point and tie us. If they get 2 points, it's over.
It's a clincher.
So we have to lock. In opposition of them, we have to lock the Texans at 8.5.
It almost doesn't matter, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So sure.
Yeah, we have to do
it. If it makes you feel better, we don't have to lock it. Like
we have to.
All right, let's do it.
Because it's either, first and foremost, if they win that one, punchline picks is over. So we're looking for a 4-point swing here because we know we need them to lose that one anyways in order to stay alive. So why not lock it as well? Because you either lose or you win.
Yeah, I like it.
So we're going to lock the Texans at 8.5. I don't feel great about it, but again, my point in this, the one thing that makes me feel confident, remember this. The Chiefs go up 10 points. right? The Chiefs go up 11 points or so, and then in the second half you get the vanilla defense from Spags. He's not going to keep on showing everything. On third downs and money downs and in the red zone, he doesn't want to show the Bills or Ravens what they have in the back cupboard waiting on them. I just think there's a good chance the Texans can get the back door. That's what I'm – fingers crossed. This is all hope casting.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed in that one because I do believe the Chiefs are in a different class than the Texans. But that brings me back to the one game that the Russo and Rizzo stayed away from, the one game that we will also stay away from just because of happenstance. But if we were not in the situation we were in, I would be looking at locking the Washington Commanders at +9. I don't understand how this number grew so much. I'm not understanding why people are fading the Commanders so heavily in this spot. The Lions, I know they're well rested. I know they're getting pieces back on defense, but there's three major reasons why I believe the Commanders not just cover, but they actually threaten Detroit on the road tomorrow night. This is not your typical rookie quarterback-led team. Jaden Daniels has not just proven himself to be the ultimate competitor, not just proven himself to be a guy that has not two, 6 games in the final 10 seconds of either regulation or overtime. He's got the ice-cold blood, the water in his veins. But on top of that, Jaden Daniels is on an all-time run as a rookie quarterback, and this could very well be the exclamation point on the end of that. He has the all-time rookie record for completion percentage at 69%. He does not put the ball in harm's way often. He is very efficient as a passer in that Cliff Kingsbury offense. He also threw for 3,500 yards and has the all-time rushing record. I don't understand something. As I continue to make my point, thank you, CCAT, for being patient with me. Thank you, Mike Rizzo, for being off camera. What is it with Russo and Rizzo that they always want to be in our live stream here on
They seriously are looking for exposure any chance they get. I'm surprised they didn't jump in the pig ring and try to race the pigs in the spur of the moment.
Did they not get enough exposure when they were on First Take just a couple of days ago? Did they not get enough exposure when Stephen A. Smith pulled up on the show yesterday? Now Russo and Rizzo here at the South Florida Fairs. We're talking football. Both of them trying to intrude on our stream. Russo still in the background here. Rizzo put up a fight. Mike Rizzo put up a fight when we asked him to please move out of our screen because we thought it would be distracting.
You're really going to kick me off camera?
Yeah.
You really got to kick me off? Yes. Yeah, we are.
As he guzzles a funnel cake.
As a matter of fact, we are.
We actually did. So back to my Commanders-Lions point. I'm so sorry we had to interrupt with that, but just in case people were watching on the stream, I want you to know what was going on. Jaden Daniels is an all-time rookie. Dan Quinn is going to be able to match the aggressiveness that you're going to see from Dan Campbell. These are two Dans looking each other square in the eye, and nobody's going to relent, right? People think of the Lions as the fourth and go-for-it team. The team that went forward more times and converted at the highest rate in the NFL on fourth down this year was not Detroit. It was the Washington Commanders, 20 out of 23. That's a rate of 87%. These two teams have fierce offenses, unrelenting offenses. They have aggressive head coaches. Not only do I think the overhits in this game, I believe the Commanders cover, and Jaden Daniels leading this team that has gone down to the wire with so many top competitors, he's going to find a way to threaten the Lions. I don't think they win, but this one, they're going to be shaking in their boots out there in Detroit based on how we've seen these cardiac Commanders play throughout this year, man. I'm all over the Commanders this weekend.
Yeah, and I like them a lot for the exact reason you mentioned. Aggressive offensive play calling and coaching decisions. The only way to beat the firepower of the Detroit Lions, to keep the football out of their hands, you literally fight fire with fire and go for it on fourth down. That's the exact team that's equipped to do just that. And I got to throw this in there, following the money, of course, at BFox22, Ben Fox, a big gambling analyst in the sports world. The most bet teams, the amount of tickets that have been handed out by Vegas this weekend in the NFL, is on the Lions -9.5. Of course, everybody's running to bet on the Lions the first chance they can in this year's NFL playoffs. However, if you take all of those wagers that have been placed, you look at the number that says amount of money bet, you add that all up, the Commanders are the most money bet on team. So the whales are going with the Commanders. The sharps are going with the Commanders. The guy that's betting $100,000 on a game is going with the Washington Commanders. The guys that's betting $5 a game is betting on the Lions. I want the guy who's got a couple of G's on it.
I would like to roll with that guy as well. A little bit more skin in the game. And I'll say that is great confirmation to what my prior beliefs were in this one. My last point on this, let's not forget, guys, this is the Detroit Lions. You know what I'm saying? Like, they still are wearing that powder blue. They still are rocking that Lions emblem on their helmet.
Honolulu blue,
whatever it is. I don't get into the particulars of it. It's the damn Lions. They are not the franchise of this past 2 years. What if this is just a small tick up in that timeline? Because what we know about the Lions over the past 4 or 5 decades has been literally them being littered with decrepitness, literally them running off 2 of the greatest players at their individual positions before they were out of their primes, in Barry Sanders and in Calvin Johnson. Even when they reached the NFC Championship game last year and they looked like they had it won, the curse of the Lions seemed to creep back in and steal that game away for the Niners. Let us not forget what this team is. Before we get into the characters that are currently there, Dan Campbell's a great man. Jared Goff is a very likable dude. That offense, all those weapons, it is encapsulating. It is amazing to watch. I just don't want us all to forget it's still the Detroit Lions. They're 3-13 in their last 16 postseason games dating back to 1970. 2 of those games happened last year. Sure, this team might be different. That's the same franchise. I'm not picking them to cover 9 points against the Magical Commanders. I just can't do it, CK.
And they're going up against perennial winners of an organization, Washington, D.C. football.
They've got a Super Bowl title to their name. Yeah,
it hasn't been a good past couple of decades for them either.
Yeah, well, they got new ownership, a new fresh quarterback, a new head coach, and also I'll say you're right. The Commanders aren't the most pristine of franchises. They've been just as cursed as the next guy. But,
hey, they gave Tom Brady and the Buccaneers a run for their money with Taylor Heineke in 2020, the same Buccaneers team that won the Super Bowl that year.
That's true.
So they don't shrink in the big moment.
That's true. And Dan Quinn's been to a Super Bowl before. I'm not going to talk about what happened in it. Again, it's not that I'm saying this Commanders team should be favored in this, right? It's not that I'm even saying they're going to win this game. I do have a lot of faith, though, that they're going to compete at a high level, and there's not much you can do as a defense to stop them in short yardage situations on 4th down. Jaden Daniels, I know he's frail at 6'4". He's quick as all get up, and he is tough as hell. People kept saying their one fear is that he's going to get injured in the NFL because of how reckless he is. He puts his body on the line. Well, he survived all the way through that rookie campaign to a tune of 12 wins. And here's my last point on this, too. Not just them being the Lions. How about this? They played 2 teams that we consider like top-flight contenders during the regular season this year. The Philadelphia Eagles, who are built similarly to the Lions, right? Really robust amount of offensive weapons, a better defense. And the Baltimore Ravens, again, strong running game, electric quarterback, weapons all over the offense. Both of those teams, they played to a one-possession game. Why can't why can't the Commanders do the same thing against the Lions this weekend?
Hey, this Lions defense gave up 34 points to the 49ers. They gave up 48 points to the Bills. They gave up 31 points to the Packers. They can definitely be taken advantage of, and we've seen, likewise, on the flip side of the coin, on Saturday, the Commanders put up a lot of points as well against good defenses as well.
Last year, we saw the Detroit Lions break a 31-year playoff win drought. This year, we watched the Commanders break a 19-season playoff win drought. But the one team down here in South Florida who is, they are probably one of the more...
They might be here right now. Nothing else going on.
Yeah, I was about to say, we might check the Dolphins out. We might run into Tyreek Hill or somebody at the South Florida Fair here. But, again, that squad, still knocking on the door, still hoping and praying. That led me to believe this. How soon will the Dolphins break the most embarrassing streak, the most embarrassing drought in professional sports here in America? How soon will they be able to get to it? I think they're much further away than even some of the other teams that are below them on that list. We'll touch on that and more on the other side here as we talk a little NFL divisional round plus college football championship game stuff. We are, of course, at the South Florida Fair, C-Cat. There's a lot of fun in the air. We watched some swine races. It's a little bit of rain right now, but that's not stopping the fun because there's a lot of coverings and pavilions here. So make your way to the South Florida Fairgrounds right here in West Palm Beach. It is opening day of the fair as we get ready to have a fairly good time.
Hey, now.
Is that like a good thing? It's not good enough, right?
No, a fairly good time means that's like a 6 out of 10.
Right. Okay.
When you thought it was going to be like a 1 out of 10, you had a fairly good time.
Yeah, fairly.
When you go to the South Florida Fair, it will fair outweigh your expectations?
We got to think
you threw an I in the word far.
Fair.
That's where I went with.
I see what you're doing. It would be like fair, not foul. Yeah.
Okay.
Fair play. It's a fair play. You knocked it into the fair. Whatever. What I will say is this: what is your number one prediction for divisional round weekend? What is the one thing that you can put it on the house is going to happen in these 4 games we have coming up in the NFL? 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. That's right, long-distance Baptist Health Hotline right here from the South Florida Fair. We'll get you in here on Theoretically Speaking. We'll take your number one take. Mine is the Commanders cover, and not just cover, but they threaten the Lions on Saturday, which is tomorrow night, and I think you should play it that way as well. Baptist Health Hotline, are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit BaptistHealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit BaptistHealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County, right on through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting BaptistHealth.net/ortho. The Fins. When will they finally warm the South Florida fans' hearts and get a playoff victory? Well, we know one thing. They'll be playing in Spain before they do so. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're from the South Florida Fair. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Banyan Printing, your trusted printing, mailing, and signage partner in the Palm Beaches for over 45 years. Banyan Printing's new metallic ink press adds that extra shine so that your product comes out in glossy gold, sparkling silver, or any other color you want to shine. Banyan Printing is the official printer of Kaiser Athletics and would love to be your official printing partner as well. Order products and learn more about what Banyan Printing can do for your business at banyanonline.com or call 561-586-6220.
Good people, it's Theo Dorsey. 2025 is here, which means spring training at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium is approaching fast. Catch the St. Louis Cardinals and Miami Marlins in Jupiter for 30 games in 30 days from February 22nd to March 23rd. Tickets, mini plans, groups, birthdays, VIP experiences, all on sale now. Purchase your spring training experience at RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com or stop by the ticket office today. We can't wait to see you at the ballpark.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar and Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation, 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach. The 2025 Land Rover Discovery is here, ready to take you wherever adventure leads. Lease the Discovery for just $829 a month for 36 months with $69.95 due at signing, or finance at 2.9% APR for 60 months. Luxury, capability, and style combined in one powerful SUV. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach in person or online at LandRoverPalmBeach.com. Offer ends soon.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
What's up, Heat fans? This is Jason Jackson from your Miami Heat audio experience. From every earth-shattering dunk, throw it down, to every three ball from the land of milk and honey. For three, splash! and everything in between.
It's Skyhook and he called it.
ESPN West Palm has you covered. Make sure you are always locked in with your favorite station to catch every single Heat game with me and the gang. It's time to ball, yo.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
We live on YouTube and we're on location at the South Florida Fair, just right outside of where they do the swine races at. Pull up on us if you can, and not only will you see your boy Theo Dorsey in the cut, Big Teddy, if you're with me, you also got not C-Cat, but Cowboy Cat.
Madam.
Cowboy Cat.
Madam.
He's got the a black pristine cowboy hat rocking here on the stream, on the YouTube Prize Pick stream. And my guy Vontae jumps in the stream in the chat, says, hey, y'all looking clean out here. Y'all boys looking smooth. Hey, man.
Hey, if you want to compliment
really
us, hop in the Prize Picks stream. You will get your comment popped up on the show each and every time with every compliment.
I'm not going to lie. If you're complimentary of us, for sure, we're going to mention your name on the stream. My guy Mitch says he's locked in on us. That's not a compliment, but at least he says he's paying attention, so that's nice as well. We were paying attention earlier in the swine race, bro, and I do believe I could beat those pigs.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a couple of years ago, we had our guy Chris Coquel, who's head coach at Fort Pierce Westwood, race the pigs. He lost, and I think that's pathetic. I think I would be able to beat those pigs. I don't think it'll be very close, and I do wonder if they would not let a guy like me, who looks like he's got the afterburners, into the pig race at all.
You think it would kind of delegitimize kind of the product?
Yeah, because if everybody, they packed the stand. It was like what would you estimate, like 100, 150 people out here?
I would say a lot more than that, because the bleachers were all packed, and then you had people, you couldn't get a front row seat around the ring.
It's like 250. Because those bleachers hold at least 100, if not more, and the bleachers were packed.
Yeah, but think about it. The bleachers are probably 10 a row, halfway. So make that 20 a row, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
That's
6,
a
7,
lot.
8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think the bleachers definitely hold
like 200 almost.
Uh-huh.
It's hard to count people. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the worst at that.
You'll walk into have you ever been at like a basketball game, football stadium or something, they announce the capacity or the attendance, and you're like, ain't no way in hell is 5,600 people in this building.
Yeah, and then they mix it up with like paid attendance, where it's a really bad weather game, so people that bought tickets almost didn't show up, or they're just hanging out in the concourse.
So it does get murky, but I will say, based on what we saw from the bleachers and surrounding this, maybe even 300 people watching that swine race, and I do think it might hurt the product for getting people to return if they see a guy like me get out there and you know, burn the pigs. We did post our pig race to the YouTube chat, so if you want to check it out, we did post it to the YouTube at ESPN West Palm, the pig race here at the South Florida Fair. It was the quick ones, the ones that run like Kyler Murray, really, really swiftly, small legs, churning, fun stuff. Are you ready for some football, though? Because that's what's coming this weekend, and you want to join us at your favorite Duffy Sports Grill to watch your favorite games. Every Duffy Sports Grill, C-Cat, you know this already. 80 or more televisions.
I thought it was 78.
That's the thing. It's hard to count TVs like it's hard to count people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think it's hard to count people, go to your nearest Duffy's tomorrow, tonight, whenever. Count the TVs in there. I can guarantee you 80 or more every single location. And the best thing about it is they're not the kind of people that are stingy about it. You're not going to walk into a Duffy's and they're like, nah, you can't change that one. You can't change that one. You ask your waiter or waitress, hey, I'd like to get hockey on this screen. I'd like to get golf on this one. And maybe, you know what, throw some badminton on that one. As long as you know generally what channel, they'll hook it up for you.
Badminton or badminton, both of them.
Did I say it wrong?
Yeah.
Badminton?
B-A-D, mitten.
Badminton?
Yeah.
Is that really what it is?
Uh-huh.
We'll look it up. Badminton is what I call it. But what I call it at Duffy's Sports Grill is a great time every time. Because you get the 2-for-1 drinks. That's all day, every day. It's not a happy hour. It's when you walk in and they're open until they close, 2-for-1 drinks. Just don't take too much of an advantage over that. I'll also say this, the gridiron starters, the entrees, the jumbo wings, the award-winning burgers, Duffy Sports Grill is the place to be. Just ask me. Duffy'sMVP.com. Tap in, become an MVP. That is a rewards member. You can start tracking your rewards today. At Duffy's, our game is always on. Have you ever played badminton?
Oh, that was my favorite gym unit in high school.
Let's see.
Because our gym teachers were actually good at it.
You're right.
We had Miss Lassenack, Mr. McEntee, maybe a Mr. Triest occasionally. They used to squad up against the best student team.
Yeah.
So everyone would be competing in a tournament to play the gym teachers.
Did y'all ever beat them?
No. I actually never made it to the final. I never was the champion for my guy Shane oftentimes was on that team.
Yeah.
I never quite did make it.
I hate when I find out I've been saying a word wrong my whole life, and I looked it up, and you're right. I've been saying badminton my whole life, and it's badminton.
Badminton's really fun to play at any picnic, any barbecue. It really brings everyone together.
Badminton.
Yeah. When's the last time you played badminton?
It's been a while. My pops is he was a PE coach. Now he's doing some other kind of work in high schools. He hasn't given me a specific new job, but he was a PE coach at his last stop, and I played a little badminton in his gym, and it's kind of fun. You're right. It's like the ball's light, flies a little funny. You never know what the trajectory is going to be sometimes when it comes off the racket. I like it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how pickleball really blew up.
Yeah.
Everyone knows about it or plays it or has played it or even watched it on TV, believe it or not, or buying a team if you're a celebrity athlete. Yeah. I think badminton should have been the sport that blew up because we are established as a badminton society going from like the 80s on. Why aren't there professional badminton on ESPN in the middle of July?
Shuttlecock.
Yeah, that's the name of it.
I said the ball. So.
Oh, okay, sorry. Birdie might be called that as well.
Shuttlecock, yeah.
But yeah, I feel like badminton kind of got leaped over just as when COVID hit, all of a sudden Zoom leaped over Skype.
Yeah.
When this big boom for tennis light happened, it was pickleball that shot up, not badminton. What's up with that?
Two quick things. Number one, I just got this text.
I'm sure it relates to this.
It absolutely doesn't. The 49ers are prepared to make Robert Saleh the highest paid defensive coordinator in the entire NFL. This is a report. Let me see who this comes from. 49ers Sports Talk.
They got a check mark. Is it paid for or earned?
It's probably paid for. Yeah, breaking news. The 49ers are prepared. That doesn't mean they're going to do it. That doesn't mean they offered it yet. They're prepared to make excommunicated head coach Robert Saleh, who lost his jobs at the hands of Aaron Rodgers and poor decision-making within the Jets organization, the highest paid defensive coordinator in the NFL. And by golly, I'd say it's probably a smart move.
Yeah, and like you said, prepared. Like Theo is prepared to offer Beyonce his hand in marriage.
Yeah,
like,
no,
you're prepared
no,
for that.
I'm not. Don't trap me into that. What was that?
Like, you can be prepared for anything. It's a matter of if he wants to do that, which that might not be a bad move for Rob Saleh.
It wouldn't.
If you make bank and you can reestablish yourself as a premier candidate to be a head coach, if you want to get back into that, because there haven't been that many successful head coaches for the first time going to the Jets and succeed. So odds are the problem with Saleh and New York was New York and not Saleh.
Yeah.
So just reset the clock. He's pretty young, certainly, for a head coach. Do 3 years, a bang-up job in San Fran once again, and all of a sudden, wow, another job opened up. You've got a good quarterback. Why not?
Maybe a job that needs to open up soon, and I'm not calling for the man's job because I do feel like he's a good offensive play caller. I feel like he's a good motivator of his own team, but the Miami Dolphins have not won a playoff game in now 24 years. Next year it'll be 25. It is the longest active streak in major professional sports in America, and of course it's also the longest streak in the NFL. When you look at the four teams right now that have the longest active streaks, it's the Dolphins at 24, it's the Raiders at just over 20, it is now the Bears and the Jets tied at 14 straight seasons without a playoff win, and all four of those teams have one thing in common, a head coaching opening, except who? The Miami Dolphins. I'm not saying McDaniel is the problem, but I am saying that those programs are looking to make a swift change right now, whereas Miami, I do not see the route in which they actually come to a place where they can be a playoff winning team. And when I look at those four teams, we put the poll out on Twitter Of the 4 teams that have the longest droughts currently in the NFL when it comes to winning a playoff game, who's going to be next to do so? Overwhelmingly right now, C-Cat, who do you think is getting the most votes?
I would probably say the Dolphins, no?
The Dolphins are getting the most votes at 50%.
Yeah,
Half
okay.
of the votes have gone in favor of the Dolphins, but 33% in favor of the Chicago Bears. And I'll tell you right now, we just got the news today that the Dolphins are going to be playing the first ever NFL game in Spain next year, Madrid. I believe Madrid, Spain. If not, please correct me. But I will say this. The Chicago Bears, who also market heavily in Spain, which we've learned since the announcement, who also have a franchise quarterback in Caleb Williams, who made his appearance on the St. Brown Brothers podcast and told him that the Lions need to be on the lookout because the Bears are coming next year. If they hire Mike McCarthy this offseason, I see the Bears not only being the first of these 4 teams breaking their drought, like we just saw the Lions do last year, like we saw the Commanders do this postseason, I see the Bears doing so in this coming season. Am I falling for the trap, C-Cat, by going all in on the Bears, just like we did this past offseason and being totally burned for it? Maybe. They won 5 games. Caleb had an up and down year. A lot of that, though, I felt like had to do with leadership, had to do with Matt Eberflus and his lack of ability to get things together in Chicago. As bad as McCarthy has been in the postseason, he's not been bad about getting there.
Yeah.
And 12 wins in 3 straight seasons with that Cowboys team, a good Bears defense, a quarterback in Caleb Williams who's used to competing at the highest level, who wants to be a winner. Mike McCarthy's been a quarterback whisperer. He's been a guy that's produced at a high level. Why not the Bears with Mike McCarthy squeezing their way in?
I don't hate it at all. We saw a Vikings team this year that had no business popping with how treacherous that NFC North looked to be coming into 2025. If there was one team that we could have written off coming into the season because of how tough their division was and because of a bad injury to J.J. McCarthy, it had to have been the Vikings, even if McCarthy never got hurt. Why can't that happen to the Bears with a competent, proven, steady head coach with Mike McCarthy? Again, we can
Super Bowl winning coach.
Super Bowl winning coach. As of late, it feels like there's a ceiling there, but that's a pretty tall ceiling when you compare it to the past 30 years of Bears football, no?
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, it's weird because I want to say the Cowboys were the reason or the detriment to Mike McCarthy, and if you're going to blame the franchise, then going from Cowboys to Bears is not like you're going from, you ain't in Kansas anymore, but you might as well be. But I will say this, though, about what the Bears can be going forward under new leadership. We've seen a quarterback change everything for franchises. We saw that happen with Joe Burrow and the Bengals. We're watching it happen right now with Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. Matt Eberflus was a lost cause. He walked into that season on the hot seat. He walked into that season this year as a guy who needed to kind of reclaim his own image. He even did a makeover to himself to try and put, for lack of a better term, lipstick on a pig. But I just don't think he was the guy, and I do believe Mike McCarthy has that level of confidence in himself and that level of confidence in what he can do with an offense to make it into a team that can get into the playoffs. Now, that division's tough, right? Like, if McCarthy becomes their head coach, you're fighting for a wild card spot. You're not fighting to win the NFC North. It's not going to happen.
Right.
But do I think they could be better than the Packers next year? Hell yeah.
And no more distraction with Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say that is not something that at all helps a team to have that exposure, to have every rock turned over about what went wrong, what decisions were made, what can be picked apart in the media. These guys are young adults. They're really young men being talked about, their every move. It doesn't help your team on Hard Knocks.
Like, what was the last successful team that did Hard Knocks? What was the last team that was on Hard Knocks and things worked out well for them? I'm not saying you had to win a Super Bowl or anything, because obviously most of those teams aren't going to be eligible for Hard Knocks. But I think about the last few who have prominently been featured on Hard Knocks, the AFC North. The Browns were terrible this year. The Bengals were terrible this year. The Steelers got one and done in the playoffs. We'll see what happens with the Ravens. The Dolphins, back when bad. They did the midseason one. Bad year from the Dolphins, the way that it ended off. You think about the Hard Knocks from last offseason. The New York Jets.
Yeah, couldn't have been worse.
It was literally the worst possible scenario. 4 snaps in, you lose your franchise quarterback. That was the whole premise of Hard Knocks. It was all about Aaron Rodgers. And in this past offseason, it was all about the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams, and that fell flat on his face.
DJ Moore getting paid. I thought it was going to be a pop year for him, and ended up being anything but.
He was, and I wonder what the relationship between him and Caleb Williams is going to be going forward.
Which they had a couple of games, like on Thanksgiving. He racked up both targets, catches, yards, and touchdowns in that national stage.
Yeah, he's really good. Like, DJ Moore is really good. If you can get the ball in his hands, he's going to, make plays. He was like that in Carolina and whatnot. It's just dealing with a rookie quarterback, dealing with a guy like Caleb Williams with that amount of bravado and not the results yet. There's a lot of tension you can tell outside looking in between those two guys. But either way, I will say the Bears have a clear path to success next year. It starts with a head coaching hire like Mike McCarthy, and then strengthening up that offensive line and letting McCarthy get a full offseason with Caleb Williams to just tune up that quarterback mind. Think about the guys he's coached. Aaron Rodgers and Dak Prescott, 2 of the best problem-solving, 2 of the smartest on the field quarterbacks that we've seen in this generation. I think that if he can turn Caleb into a guy that makes better decisions, that's been the problem. It's not the arm talent. It's not his ability to extend plays and stuff. It's him getting outside of the offense and making poor decisions. Mike McCarthy could be the perfect guy for the job there. I still, even as I said it, I feel icky saying the Bears are going to win a playoff game only because I have PTSD from just what we did this past offseason.
Yeah, don't search Theoretically Speaking Bears on YouTube if you want to have a high opinion of the hosts that are on ESPN 106.3 right now. Listen, everybody's got takes. Some are good, some are bad. That was one of the bad ones.
Yeah, we swung and we missed, but again, is it on us or is it on the Bears? I blame them. They fired their coach, so that proves us right. Prize Picks is a place where you can prove your own picks, your own takes right if you can win some cash, and it's the perfect place to go to do so. You see the YouTube Prize Pick stream. That's the promo code you want to lock in on. THEOD. THEOD is the promo code. $50, man. Like, come on, where else are you getting $50? $50 to be able to play and win right here on Prize Picks if you use promo code THEOD. All you got to do is make a $5 play and you get $50. What's a play on Prize Picks? It's just a lineup. Between 2 and 6 players, you're hitting more or less on these player projections. I'll give you an example. Let's go to the NFL Divisional Round weekend right now. Derrick Henry's rushing yard player stat projection is at 97.5. That's really high because, again, it's Derrick Henry, and the Ravens ran the heck out of the ball in the opening round. Against that Bills defense, I think they will be able to do the same. I would hit more on Derrick Henry. Another one I'm a little stuck on right here. They've got the little devil emoji next to the Jaden Daniels passing touchdowns, more than 1.5.
The green one or the red one? Because the green one is when they lower the number to make it easier to hit the more than.
Yes. Green would be, it's like a goblin versus a demon. The goblin is the green. The demon is the red. And the red means it is more incentivized. You can win even more money if you believe it's going to happen. I think 1.5 touchdown passes for Jaden Daniels, even if the Commanders do not win this game, they're going to be playing from behind. He's going to be throwing the football, and that is a team that does not settle for field goals.
That's true. Hey, 4th and goal from the 7.
Yeah.
Going for it.
Yeah. We saw Terry McLaurin. He connected with him on one of those just last week to win against the Buccaneers. That's another one. That's as simple as it is. Between 2 and 6 player projections, more or less, and you could be winning cash on your favorite teams, favorite games, favorite players. Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the app. The promo code is THEOD. Win your play your $5 lineup, win $50 for free. Run your game on Prize Picks all postseason long. We are from the South Florida Fair. We are just getting started here. Later on, we have a Who Missed the Cut with the one and only CEO of the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches, Todd Fleming.
Todd time.
We need to get tapped in on what's about to happen on Monday night. The national championship game in the college football 12-team playoff, the very first of the 12-team playoff, the 11th in the playoff fashion in college football. Will it be the Fighting Irish? Will it be the Buckeyes? Either way, both fan bases going to be annoying as hell if they get it done. That is C-Cat, Cowboy Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Banyan Printing, your trusted printing, mailing, and signage partner in the Palm Beaches for over 45 years. Banyan Printing's new metallic ink press adds that extra shine so that your product comes out in glossy gold, sparkling silver, or any other color you want to shine. Banyan Printing is the official printer of Kaiser Athletics and would love to be your official printing partner as well. Order products and learn more about what Banyan Printing can do for your business at banyanonline.com or call 561-586-6220.
70,000 people are here, and Bob Dylan is the reason for it.
Inspired by the true story.
For anyone who's going to hold your attention on stage, it's kind of be a freak.
Are you a freak?
Hope so.
And starring Timothy Chalamet as Bob Dylan. He defied everyone.
Turn it down!
Play loud!
To change everything.
Make some noise, BD.
Timothy Chalamet, Edward Norton, Elle Fanning, Monica Barbaro, a complete unknown. Now playing only in theaters. Rated R, under 17, not admitted without parent.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother was saying he got life insurance from Ethos. With Ethos, it only took 10 minutes, and he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and I...
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Mansour's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Mansour's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
We also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Champions are crowned on ESPN 106.3. Monday night at 7:30, it's the College Football National Championship. Ohio State takes on Notre Dame. 2 of the biggest brands in college football battle for the right to call themselves national champions. There's only one place in the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast to hear every snap. ESPN 106.3. Monday night, pregame coverage begins at 6:30. Presented by the Breakers Palm Beach, Hard Rock Bet, Hurricane Grill and Wings, and Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
How soft is it that they stayed away from, going with Ohio State -8? Like, I thought that one of Russo and Rizzo was an Ohio State guy. I thought that one of the guys on that show believed in the Buckeyes, but instead they went with the over?
They don't really back their teams.
Wow.
Not really at all.
I just thought, if you had any kind of heart, if you had any belief in your team, you would lock them instead of locking my favorite team, the Kansas City Chiefs, who I guess we all know are going to be covering and winning big.
I kind of look at Russo and Rizzo as a tandem.
Yeah.
And they might masquerade as fans, like they're like you, the fan, listening on the radio, or like you, the fan, watching on YouTube. But they're just talking heads. They're really parachuting into your team, ridiculing them, and then parachuting right back out. They don't really have skin in the game.
Like the Big Cat guy, right?
Hey, listen, he's going through a lot right now. He took a lashing in Barstool Survivor last night, and we're all beaten up about it.
I don't even like that because I'm not a Barstool guy because of the whole Portnoy and all the racism stuff. But I like Big Cat. I like Big Cat. Well, it is. It's true. I mean, Portnoy had a lot of weird stuff going on. I don't rock with any of it. I can't relate. I can't rock with it. Big Cat was one of the few guys on there. I'm like, this guy's got a good personality, cool dude, Chicago guy. But so what's all of this? The people are mad at him because he's not really from Chicago, but he likes their teams?
Yeah, he's not from Chicago, from Massachusetts. Was born and raised there.
Yeah.
Went to college in Wisconsin, then moved to Chicago after college. He then changed fandoms from Boston to Chicago teams when he lived in Chicago and has been since then. Half for his job, half actually fell in love with the teams. Yeah. But, yeah, he was, like, in his probably 22, 23-year-old years and decided that, okay, I want a career in sports blogging for Chicago sports teams, and I like these teams right now more than the Boston teams. So he made that switch, and he's under public fire because he never really talked openly about the fandom switch until it got out of hand in a competition reality show where the not so big secret was leaked to everybody.
So people kind of knew that he was a fraud.
Yeah, like the Redditors and the hardcore Barstool, people kind of knew that. It's hard to keep that secret where you live 22 years out of your life.
Yeah.
Listen, you go to high school there,
all your
people in your hometown, like people know
people like, yo, Big Cat, that's my dog. We was pulling for the Patriots in the game lockstep. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's kind of the problem because then you got old tweets that are being posted out where it's like, oh, great, now I get to relive the Steve Bartman situation where, wait a second, he wasn't a Cubs fan when the Steve Bartman situation happened.
Yeah.
That's where one tiny itsy-bitsy lie or misrepresentation snowballs into something a little bit more bitter with a lot of breadcrumbs down the road.
So I guess the problem for him would have been he lied and acted as if he suffered through all of the Chicago pains, the Chicago sports fans' pains through all those years, because if he was honest about the fact that he just transitioned, they would have never accepted him in the first place. It's a lose-lose.
Yeah, and like you build up this enemy in your head, and you kick the can down the road, until it gets worse and worse to where eventually people talk about it.
Yeah, at that point, he kind of forced himself into a bias. That's why you can't lie, kids. It's rule number one.
Hey, always be upfront and honest because it'll be easier to say the inconvenient truth now than later.
It is hard to remember some lies, too, man. You don't want to get caught into a pool of lies. Now you're over here trying to lie to protect the lie, and you forget what you said last week. Tell the truth. Be honest. And that's why I'm an honest guy when I say I was born in Kansas. I'm a Chiefs fan, but I used to rock with the Panthers.
And you changed teams when you were 29,
right?
Right? So, hey.
I kept it G, though.
We're not shaming here.
It's the thing. I wasn't shaming the dude. I'm just saying he got caught lying. I don't lie about it. Me, I keeps it G. You know what I'm saying? I'm up front with mine. Big Teddy ain't going for none of that. Just like my boy Jaden Daniels ain't going to go for none of that this weekend, too.
So, do you have, as a new Chiefs fan, relatively new Chiefs fan, do you have any love in your heart for Alex Smith?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, because the funny thing is because I was born in Kansas, I've actually always liked the Chiefs. They were always like my close to the heart number 2 team. I loved Dante Hall growing up, Tony Gonzalez. Like, Priest Holmes was my favorite running back of all time, being a UT guy and being a Chiefs player. So the funny thing is it was always there. I just sillily, when the Panthers came to Houston for the Super Bowl, the Janet Jackson Super Bowl, being from Houston, I just was like, oh, I like the Panthers. I like their colors. You know, it was fun to jump in on it. But now I've made a smart decision. I'm with Patrick Mahomes, baby.
Wow.
We on the winning team, baby. We about to go get that 3-peat. C-Cat, we are at the South Florida Fair. We have coming up Todd Fleming from the Cognizant Classic to jump on and do some Who Missed the Cut. So we'll give our college football playoff picks on the other side. But we're also going to be doing a huge, pivotal debate with our guys. It's going to get tense. It's going to get very intense. We'll see how it goes. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. Pull up on us at the South Florida Fair. We're on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
F45 Training West Palm Beach offers functional group fitness classes reimagined. Sign up for F45 today and visit their West Palm Beach location. Featuring high-intensity group workouts that are fast, fun, and results-driven, F45 always has the right workout for you. Not to mention, it takes just 45 minutes. Visit F45training.com today to find a studio near you and officially join the F45 Training family. F45, team training, life-changing.
Lithium batteries and products containing them need to be disposed of properly. When a battery enters the waste stream, it becomes damaged and the lithium inside can be exposed to liquids and high temperatures, causing it to become highly flammable. We've seen these fires in recycling and garbage facilities here in Palm Beach County. Don't throw your lithium batteries into the garbage and don't put them in your recycle bins. Do your part and a fire won't start. For proper disposal locations, visit us at swa.org/LIB.
This is the Delray Beach Open. Don't miss today's top professional tennis stars and legends in downtown Delray Beach. February 7th through 16th. It's 10 days of tennis on the Ave. 140 miles per hour races, parties, music, art, and all the good vibes. Come for the nonstop action on and off the court. Snap pics and post memories at the DBO. Join us for a jam-packed week of ATP tennis matches. More fun, more food, more drink, more parties, more of everything. DelrayBeachOpen.com for info.
ESPN 1063, playing hits from the 80s, 90s, and today.
I love the music they play.
This is Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. 80s music creeping into our airwaves? Sure, why not? It's the one time you won't hear me talking sports. So here's a throwback for your drive. Consider it our way of saying you're welcome.
I am obsessed with it.
Let's be honest. If your performance in the bedroom feels more like uh-oh than whoa, you're not alone. But don't worry, we've got just the thing for you. Hexus MD's new Performance Blend. No awkward doctor visits, no prescriptions with crazy side effects, just a powerful, easy-to-use pill that gets you back in the game. Hexus MD's new Performance Blend works in just 15 minutes, and it's stronger than the competition. Use discount code ESPN50 for 50% off your first order. Don't wait. Visit HEXISMD.com.
As market dynamics change, the quality and service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Partner-owned since 1923, Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't. Visit ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
Theo here. EDS is yes. You've heard me say that over and over. So I need you to keep this website in mind too. EDSisyes.com. For the most trusted AC specialist here in Palm Beach County, EDSisyes.com. For 24/7 support, EDS is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. There are so many reasons why EDS is yes. When it comes to your air conditioning and plumbing, EDSisyes.com. That's EDSisyes.com.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, coverage. There was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. We are back at it again from the South Florida Fair. Theoretically speaking, I'm Theo Dorsey, Big Teddy in the house. C-Cat right here next to me, Cowboy Cat. Cowboy Cat got a Southern brother to the left of me. I've never expected to see this. It's like a Longhorn emblem on it. Nice black, shiny, crispy hat on C-Cat. And we've already gotten word from the YouTube Prize Picks chat that this is his new look. He's got to stick with it.
What can I say?
Yeah.
You know, I made the switch to Hawaiian shirts in March of 2024. Maybe, just maybe, January of 2025. It sparks the beginning of a new era in the C-Cat wardrobe. We're going cowboy hats on the daily. On the daily.
Yeah, I'm not against that at all. You're gonna have to figure out the headphone situation. It's tough here on the remote as you have a headset on with the mic attached. I don't know how much easier it gets in the office when we go back to the studios, but we'll see. We'll see. We are super duper paraphernaliaed up and branded here. All the ESPN West Palm stuff blinding me through the chat stream, but it's good. It's good. We're letting the good people here know what we have going on. On the line, we have the CEO of the Cognizant Classic, Todd Fleming, who I couldn't wait to do this. It's been weeks and weeks. He's here so we can do some Who Missed the Cut, give us an update on the Cognizant Classic. And also, C-Cat, I'm going to be for the first time tonight catching his son play basketball out here. He's one of the best players in the county. Todd, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm on, guys. Good to be back. I was having a little bit of withdrawal syndrome.
I'm saying, man, like it's been too long now. Now, Todd, here's the thing, man, and I consider us to be good friends. So when I first met you out here, you told me, hey, my son's coming out of here as well to play ball. He's going to be a Jupiter Warrior. I'm like, yo, that's a really good program. You're like, oh, okay, that's cool. And we talked about it here and there throughout the year and whatnot. And as I was talking to a couple of basketball coaches in the area recently, they told me your son's just not just on the team. He's one of the better players, not just on the team, but in the county. How do you bury the lead like that, man?
Yeah, you know, man, look, you got to have a little bit of an element of surprise, right? That goes into everything. But look, you know, the team is incredible, coached by, Joseph De Pasquale. I mean, he's one of the better high school basketball coaches I've ever been around. So there's a lot of talent on this team. There's going to be a lot of talent on this basketball court tonight when we take on Dwyer. So it's going to be a fun night. I can't wait to see how everybody performs.
That's right. I'll be there tonight to check it out. We'll have some courtside coverage. We'll have it on ESPN West Palm Place so y'all can see Todd's son light up the basketball court against Dwyer, who is a recent state champion. So that's going to be a showdown. Two of the better programs in the state and in the area. C-Cat, man, I know which side of the fence you stand on. You're rooting for Notre Dame because of some specific things going on with fan bases and whatnot. I am very I know it's pretty easy to lob up who Todd Fleming, who's from Ohio, is going for as Ohio State and Notre Dame face off Monday night. But, Todd, as an Ohio State guy, at what point in this season did you start thinking it was actually realistic that y'all could actually do this? Because it was a season full of ups and downs. Ryan Day's job was on the line like just 3 weeks ago, and here they are.
I still don't think we can do it. I'm one of those types of fans that, like, until it's done, until the job's complete. Until the job's complete, I'm not sure it's going to happen, right? But I would tell you, I would say probably midway through the second half of the Tennessee game, I just said, hey, man, this is different. Coming off that Michigan defeat, which was just catastrophic for Buckeye Nation, but then to see them come back, you know, in a cool kind of atmosphere with, you know, home games being played in December, and the way that the offense looked, and really the way that the defense started to step up and make their impact felt on the game, in that Tennessee game. That's when I started to say, hey, this may be a fun ride. And then obviously what happened in the Rose Bowl and just the boat race that we put on Oregon very quick was fun. Now I had a little bit of a house divided a couple weeks ago, right? Because my wife is a graduate of the University of Texas of Austin. So I had to go a little horns down on her last week, right? So last 2 weeks, but it's good. C-Cat, you and I will get a nice little side bet going. Maybe a few adult beverages or a nice dinner out on the loser. How about that?
The thing is, Todd,
he's a Penn State alum.
I'm put in a tough spot because I can't be in an office where not only one of our favorite guests gets a national championship, but one of the hosts I got to deal with every single day gets to celebrate a national championship when he was going to fire the head coach after rivalry week. I simply am taking the lesser of two evils and watching the team that ended my Penn State Nittany Lions season. I guess I can concede. Let's make them the best team in the country. At least I'll feel like a Penn State fan is the second best team in the country because they lost on a field goal.
Well, third, but yeah.
Theo, what he doesn't realize is that he's rooting for a Buckeye win either way. Either Ohio State's going to win or Coach Freeman, former Ohio State Buckeye, gets a win. So either way, the Buckeyes are going to win.
Gosh. So here's the thing. I want to ask you this because you know Buckeyes fans close. You are one yourself. Who's the more annoying fan base, Notre Dame or Ohio State? Because they're both one of the top 5 hated in college football, especially if you're not within the realms of those fan bases. Can you be honest about it? Are y'all more annoying, more hated than the Fighting Irish?
Can I go back to the Chappelle show and plead the fifth? Seriously, I think I would hate to say it. I'm all for Ohio State. I'm all for our fan base. We do get a little obnoxious from time to time. So I would say probably in this, the good Catholics probably keep it together a little bit more than what we do. We tend to get a little rowdy and obviously have an opportunity to take it over the edge one too many times. So we are probably the more annoying fan base, but mainly because of how we act, but also we just win more than Notre Dame.
I got a question because you brought up Marcus Freeman, former Buckeye, and I didn't have to. If you are Todd Fleming, Ohio State Buckeye fan, and Notre Dame beats Ohio State 23-20 in the national championship game, and you could snap your fingers and automatically Marcus Freeman becomes Ohio State's head coach and no longer Ryan Day, would you snap your fingers and make that happen?
Yes, I would. I mean, in complete honesty, I actually would snap my fingers in a different realm, too. I may snap my fingers and take Coach Marcus Freeman to the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow, man.
The Bears have reached out.
Oh, man. He's the next star, right? Marcus Freeman feels like that guy that is like, back when Brad Stevens started winning early in college basketball and people started calling it, like he feels like that next heir apparent, the next maybe one of the big faces of college football. The NFL can't steal him already. Like, take your time.
Well, I think yes, they can. There's a little thing. There's a little thing called your monthly paycheck that may make the NFL more appealing. But Theo, you're right. I mean, I think this guy's got all the intangibles, right? I mean, I think. Yeah. But he's young enough. He knows the game in and out. He's got the credibility of any locker room that he walks in because he's a former player and obviously spent some time on an NFL roster. So I think the transition may be easier for him than maybe some of the other college coaches that we've seen in the past. I just think that, wherever he ends up, if he ends up staying at Notre Dame, it's going to be great for them. But if he decides to take his talents on elsewhere, I'd love to have him at Ohio State if that position ever becomes available. But I'd love to see him with that star on his helmet.
That's true, man. I think he succeeds anywhere he goes. He's got the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at a place where Brian Kelly thought was impossible, which is why he left, which makes it all it makes it all hilarious. Todd Fleming, CEO of the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beach, is joining us here on Theoretically Speaking from the South Florida Fair. Todd, we've been itching to have you back on to talk sports, but we also couldn't wait to play a little bit of Who Missed the Cut. You ready for that?
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, we got a good one today, everybody out there. We got a good one. There's going to be some healthy debate, so let's get it going.
So with that, Damien, if you can cue up the music, it's time for some Who Missed the Cut with Todd Fleming of the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches.
Oh, my goodness. This is not It's beyond hard to watch.
4 will enter. 3 will survive. It's time for Who Missed the Cut? Presented by the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches, February 27th through March 2nd.
This one is going to be tough, Todd. Like you said, we've discussed it. We had a round table trying to figure out what the 4 best weekends in sports were annually, and we came down to these 4 right here. Number 1, the weekend we're about to embark on, the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. That's 4 big playoff games paired with the national championship game of college football. This weekend right here, that's one option. Another option, the opening weekend of March Madness. You can't talk about great weekends in sports without bringing that up, right?
It just consumes everybody who is fractionally interested in the sports world. It does not matter if you have not watched 1 minute of any college basketball game. You get locked into March Madness.
You got to. 2 more options here. Number 1, Todd, Thanksgiving weekend. We just experienced this. How did you enjoy Thanksgiving weekend now with Black Friday involved as well and rivalry weekend in college football? Sorry about your Buckeyes, too.
It was good all the way up until that Saturday of the weekend, but it is, it's historic. We talked about it. Thanksgiving, I think, was all of our favorite holiday to a certain extent. So that weekend is always that weekend is always great for sports viewing.
And the final candidate of the 4 sports weekends of the year, the opening weekend of the NFL, which also pairs with week 2 of college football. Here and there, you'll get a good enough game. I think going forward, too, now that we're in a new landscape of college football with the 12-team playoff, we'll have more marquee matchups early in the year between big teams. So, again, the divisional round of the NFL paired with the national championship, that's 1. Number 2, opening weekend of March Madness. Number 3, Thanksgiving weekend. That's college football and NFL, of course. And then number 4, you have the opening weekend of the NFL with college football. Whose turn is it to get the first? Todd, is it you?
It's yours. No. We got the reshuffle. This is your turn.
All right, we'll start with me then.
You're up again. We've been off for a while. You're up.
Okay, so the first to get immunity, because, again, only 3 of these will make the cut. Somebody's going to get cut ahead of the weekend here, talking best sports weekends in the world on the calendar. I've got to protect this weekend. The divisional round of the NFL paired with the national title game. I'm glad the 12-team playoff played out this way to where the national championship can conclude a weekend of fun. We always say this is the best weekend in the NFL playoffs. It decides the championship games. You get 4 hardy battles, and also I'll never forget that 2021 season where we had 13 seconds, where we had Rodgers falling flat on his face against the 49ers at home. You had Tom Brady falling to a Cooper Kupp seam route down the middle of the field. And, of course, who can ever forget the Ryan Tannehill trifecta of interceptions? That was a beautiful one. That sparked Joe Burrow's run. This has got to be safe.
I would pause a little bit.
You too, Todd?
Ooh, no. I'm now going to pause because I want to hear what CCAT has to say.
Yeah, what the heck are you doing here?
The thing is, the game's got to be good for NFL divisional round to be good.
Okay.
I feel like the games don't have to be good for a couple of the other options that are in our Final 4 in terms of who missed the cut. March Madness is March Madness. You're betting on games no matter what. You're following along on your bracket. It does not matter if the games are good or not.
Right.
There is a lot of uncontrollable with divisional weekend. We've seen massive blowouts in national championship games, and some of the dramatic fashion with the Georgia TCU. Some of the, historical kind of exclamation points on seasons with LSU winning the national championship. That's my only pause with divisional round, or it wouldn't be my first choice to give automatic immunity, but I will respect the process, and I'll give it to you, Theo.
Okay, I appreciate that because that is the process, so you have to respect it. He's over here trying to circumvent rules. Also, Todd, I'll say this. Of the 4 weekends we're talking about here, only one of them crowns a true champion. And that would be the divisional round that's paired with the national championship, so it should get immunity.
That's right. My only to expand upon that, again, we're clear. This is safe. It is made the cut. Okay. But the only thing is where the games don't matter. Yes, we want better games. it doesn't matter. It crowns a real champion, and what it does is it sets the hype for 2 weeks later for the Super Bowl. Right. So this to me is another reason why, yes, we want them to be great, but there's so much importance and so much interest leading into the game, and irregardless of the outcome or the quality of the game, it sets up the talking points in the media and for all of us at home for what's going to happen 2 weeks later.
Who missed the cut? Sports weekends in the calendar year, the divisional round and national title this coming weekend. It is safe. The 3 left, where only two can survive, is the opening weekend of March Madness, opening weekend of the NFL, and Thanksgiving weekend. Is there any one of these that you feel like is the weakest?
Yeah, I do, but I think so. That let's go through it this way. I think we all agree. Anytime that people plan a trip to Vegas in March for an event to be away and around camaraderie, that's got to make the cut. So opening weekend of March Madness, 100% every single time you think about this is always going to make the cut. Everybody agree?
It's tough to argue against that one because also this is the only one that's not inextricably tied to football. That's how strong it is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's unique, and I would hate for us to walk out of here with 3 football weekends winning and not have any other sports. So I'm rocking with it.
March Madness is a phenomenon that cannot be replicated. Football is trying to get a taste of that where anything could happen, expect the unexpected. College basketball has that perfect formula. They have it on that perfect long weekend. I'm all for March Madness opening weekend, 4 consecutive days of wall-to-wall action. Whether you like betting on the games or you like just putting just your hopes and dreams on one of those perfect brackets. It's fun for everybody. It's fun for every age because you can be 4 years old and fill out a bracket because you like the colors of the teams. Or you can be anybody who doesn't watch sports and just go on your ESPN fantasy app and look at your bracket. I like March Madness because of the mass appeal.
Or you could be like Bill Belichick. Maybe your first words were beat Duke.
Now,
the only thing that would make March Madness better is if it was on ESPN and ESPN went out and got Gus Johnson and we got him to call games again. That's the only way that weekend could get better.
More Gus Johnson, please.
Yeah,
Gus Johnson.
I think Gus would excel in basketball more so than football these days. So the baton is passed to me. And I don't want my kind of immunity to be final because this is open for discussion. I don't want my pick to be the definitive pick, but I'm going to make a case for the opening weekend of the NFL to be among the top 3 weekends in sports because which of these 4 candidates that we have brought have 2 months of lead up? 2 weeks or 2 months where you are hankering for that day, hankering for that full slate of Red Zone football hosted by Scott Hansen. The games could be absolute garbage, and it doesn't matter because you finally got football back. You've waited all the way from mid-February to early September for week 1 of the NFL season. And a nice little taste of it, some college football on a Saturday. Maybe you get a good non-conference matchup. I'm going to make the case for the opening weekend of the NFL season to make the cut, which means I'm trying to kick to the curb Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, man, it's hot.
Oof. I would say you missed a little bit. It's not just 2 months people are waiting. We're waiting all the way, after the Super Bowl, people start thinking about the draft, the schedule gets released, OTAs start. I think the hankering and the clamoring for NFL football is a year-round kind of mentality at this point. So I could get behind that. I think the one thing that pulls it down, though, for me, is being paired with the second week of college football, where again you maybe have 1 or 2 decent matchups. We'll see what happens in the future with the new playoff system and how teams don't mind a loss or 2. But I think that would be the only thing that's up for debate. The combination of the 2 together, the second week of college football may pull this down a little bit.
Yeah, that might pull it down. And what I will say about Thanksgiving weekend, if you punt Thanksgiving weekend, right, if you're saying that this is not going to make the cut against the opening weekend of the NFL, you're talking about Thursday's games on Thanksgiving where you have nothing else to do but eat, drink, and watch football. Or I guess talk to your family, but I mean that's That's obviously the fourth choice. You also have now the Black Friday games. We just had a Beyonce concert. We just had a Beyonce concert in the Black Friday games.
Wait, that was Christmas.
Saturday. Am I tripping?
I think
You're
you
right.
are.
That was Christmas. You know what?
Come on.
Hey,
This is just,
hey,
you know, he's flubbing
misinformation. Misinformation just to prove my point. Who doesn't do it? Saturday though, you get rivalry weekend.
Anytime Theo can mention Beyonce, we got to allow it.
Come on now.
That's true. He said he wanted to marry her earlier in the show.
Todd, that's again, that is fake. Do not believe this man. Saturday though, you get the rivalry weekend where we watched Ohio State play what they call the most meaningful game of their calendar year, including the national championship, and that's the rivalry weekend game against Michigan. And then again, Sunday, you're going to have some more NFL action. That's a lot of games we're punting on right there.
Yeah, and even
here's
if
what I'm
the
telling
game isn't highly good, you also have the Iron Bowl tossed in there and any other rivalry game. So, all right, my ears are open.
Opening weekend, Ty? Like,
I'm thinking the Thanksgiving slate of games and the abundance of football that's on. You sprinkle in a little bit of basketball. You've got all of these things that are happening in and around that time. I mean, you lock in really from Wednesday night as you're preparing whatever the final meal is, getting it ready for the next day. You lock in until that Sunday of that weekend. There's a lot of time spent in front of the TV. My vote's going with Thanksgiving makes the cut.
I would love to keep Thanksgiving just because of the absence of anything else to do. Again, there's so much else going on outside of just football watching in that opening weekend of the NFL. Plus, when you win a week one game in the NFL, people act like it doesn't matter anymore when the season's over. They're like, oh, that was week one. Yeah, when they don't even count the week 4 game that the Ravens beat over the Bills 35-10 when you're previewing this one. So I don't know, man.
And I think one determining factor, which we can get this answer for once and for all, which sports weekend reigns supreme, Thanksgiving weekend or the opening weekend of the NFL season. If you had to miss one of these weekends, could not watch sports from Thursday to Monday, which of those weekends would you miss? Theo?
That makes it tougher.
Really?
That makes it actually tougher.
You one more week, you couldn't wait. You've waited 6 months. You can't wait one more week for week 2?
Exactly. Actually, yeah, that's what would make it even harder for me to miss because we've been waiting the whole offseason. You got the fantasy football stuff riding on it. It might be rookie quarterbacks' debut, head coaching debuts. Now I'm stuck. You really got me with that one. I can't.
Because, I brought that up to argue against my initial point.
I know, and now think about it, though.
And it's arguing,
Yeah. Todd, which one would you rather miss, Thanksgiving week or opening weekend of the NFL?
Opening weekend of the NFL, hands down.
Wow.
It's hot in most places. Fans are dying in the sun. They're meaningless games when you get to week 12, 13, 14, and beyond. For me, love NFL, love opening weekend. Obviously, spend a lot of time working in the NFL. I could skip opening weekend. I'm not sure I could skip Thanksgiving weekend worth of sports.
I got to agree with you because I just thought about it. Opening weekend in the NFL, it's starting to turn into a preseason game for a lot of these teams because starters aren't playing in the preseason and whatnot, and it might turn into even more of that when they expand this thing to 18 games like Roger Goodell's been flirting with. So I think we know what decision we have to come to here.
And imagine Thanksgiving weekend where all of the non-sports things are still there.
Yeah.
But no sports?
That would be crazy.
That would be, you're watching the dog show in the morning, and then the parade. Oh, kill me now. All right, you guys won me over. We need to preserve Thanksgiving sports. They are definitely going to make the cut in my mind.
So that means opening weekend of the NFL. We've waited all summer long. We've drafted fantasy football teams. We've been putting bets in for futures. I'm sorry, but opening weekend of the NFL, you have missed the cut.
Boom.
That's tough. It's beyond hard to watch. You know what went out with that blowout loss that the Commanders had with Jaden Daniels' career that started. So he would have had 13 wins instead of 12 in the regular season, man. I'm excited about what this means for my viewing pleasure down the line. Todd, anything new with the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches we need to be aware of, man? That thing's right around the corner.
Yeah, well, look, it's on us. It's 37 days from today, tournament week. So it's coming up. We're putting the final touches on the build. We're about 10 days ahead of schedule on our build out of all of the structures and the new experiences. I would say you're not missing out on much, but things are disappearing very, very quick. So if you haven't done so already, you need to go to thecognizantclassic.com. all of our deals out there, daily rates, family rates, hospitality is open for daily kind of acquisitions and experiences now. Go get yourself in line. Come out and see us in 37 days, 38 days, and let's help usher in a new era of golf in Palm Beach County. So need everybody's support as we come down the stretch.
This is an exciting time for the sport of golf out here in Palm Beach County. People are hype off of it based off of other events that have been going on in and around town. So, Todd, excited to be up there with y'all. And also, have you even heard about what the South Florida Fair is like? I know you probably haven't gone yet because this is your first full year in Florida. If not, you need to make your way out here in the next couple of weeks, man.
I've got tickets. I've got tickets. They're sitting on my desk right now. You will see me out there. I cannot pass up a good funnel cake and a good fair, so I will be out there.
Got you. So we'll be seeing you at the South Florida Fair here soon. And also tonight, again, we'll be catching those Jupiter Warriors and the true star Fleming, Zachary Fleming, take on Dwyer in some hoops. So looking forward to that as well, Todd. Have a good one.
No problem. See you guys tonight, man. Thanks, guys. Catch you up with you soon.
Thanks. That is Todd Fleming, CEO of the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beach, is pulling up on us on the Baptist Health Hotline. You know what it is with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, they have experienced physicians who can help you return to what you love. That's near and dear to your heart. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. So visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. We are live from the South Florida Fair. We have, oh my goodness, the street team is pulled up. The activations are going wild. We got the swine race right in front of us. I can't wait to tap in on a funnel cake and a fried Oreo and really dig in, man. I'm getting a little hungry, CK.
I don't know if this is what like modern day vernacular has done to the word swine, but swine feels negative. I like calling pig races.
I know, but it says swine racer on the bus, and I want to respect their craft.
Yeah, they do own that word. I guess so.
Show me swine racers is like their thing. It says world famous racing pigs.
You know, they certainly are world famous. The tales have been told. I actually have some cousins in Idaho.
Yeah.
And when I told them I was going to be at the South Florida Fair, they said, wait, CK.
Yeah.
Wait, where the world famous Show Me Swine Races are? And I said, yeah.
Exactly.
So, wait a second. You know that? You live in Boise, Idaho.
They know about the notorious PIG. Yeah. They know about, what was the other one? Britney Spears. It was like a pig reference.
Yeah, Hambone is the handler.
Hambone is the handler. There's a bunch of pig. I don't want to ruin it for you if you're coming out here soon. There's a bunch of pig, what do you call it, puns for the names for the pigs?
That is exactly the word you're looking for.
Shut up.
And speaking of pigs, hey, the Commanders, don't they have a mascot that's like General Porky or something like that?
It's like a pig. I don't get anything about the rebranding of that team. There's a lot of people that want to go back to the old stuff. Politically, I'm not sure which way that's going to go for them, but I do know one thing. Jaden Daniels has brought them back into prominence. There's a lot of proud Washington fans these days, and I believe they're going to command even more respect on Saturday night, tomorrow night against the Lions. That 9-point spread, I said it in the first hour, I'll say it again, Jaden Daniels ain't going for none of that. I like 3 touchdowns from the young man. I like a shootout on the road, and I like them to be able to show you that this is not a flash in the pan, but this is a team that's aggressive because they have strong belief in that young gunslinger in Jaden Daniels. Speaking of champions or future champions, how about the Kaiser University flagship campus? It's home to, like, literally 22 national championship programs. That's like probably up to 1,000-plus athletes that have won an NAIA title sporting a Seahawks uniform. It is robust in the way that they win, and also it is robust in the way that they can teach you so that you can win. At what, Theo? At golf.
Everyone needs to get better at golf.
All right, we're in season right now. Everybody's out here golfing left and right. Well, the Kaiser Golf Coaching Center is right there on the campus of Kaiser. You are sitting literally feet away from where the football stadium is, where the 2023 NAIA champions are, and you have a putting green, a driving range. You can learn how to use short game, long game, and even if you want to go inside, if it's a rainy day, they have a 2,000 square foot indoor facility with 3 different hitting bays with ball flight tracking technology. The coaching there is personable. It's intense. It also helps you. They train you like a pro. They train you like a champion. They train you the Seahawk way. They're not going to let you come in there and go out the same way you came in.
Hey, you know what? If you go into that 3 hitting bays, you kind of show what you got, you might get a phone call from Tiger Woods and the Jupiter Lynx.
Hey.
Because Kevin Kisner ain't cutting it right now.
Hey, they need help. They need help. Capital H. That was a rough showing by them. Maybe they need the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. So KaiserGolfCenter.com. I'll recommend it to them. I'll recommend it to you. KaiserGolfCenter.com. It's right off I-95 in the Turnpike, the flagship campus of Kaiser University. On the other side, midday midterms. Midday midterms. We're grading the fair food. Oh, funnel cakes, fried Oreos, sausage on a stick, turkey leg. I mean, they got it all here. Fried foods that would our cup overfloweth with fried foods here. We'll grade those on the other side, plus get into a little bit more of divisional round weekend in the NFL. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
This is the Delray Beach Open. Don't miss today's top professional tennis stars and legends in downtown Delray Beach. February 7th through 16th. It's 10 days of tennis on the Ave. 140 miles per hour races, parties, music, art, and all the good vibes. Come for the nonstop action on and off the court. Snap pics and post memories at the DBO. Join us for a jam-packed week of ATP tennis matches. More fun, more food, more drink, more parties, more of everything. DelrayBeachOpen.com for info.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
F45 Training West Palm Beach offers functional group fitness classes reimagined. Sign up for F45 today and visit their West Palm Beach location. Featuring high-intensity group workouts that are fast, fun, and results-driven, F45 always has the right workout for you. Not to mention, it takes just 45 minutes. Visit F45training.com today to find a studio near you and officially join the F45 Training family. F45, team training, life-changing.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. When it's cold out, all I can think about is the Heat. The Miami Heat. And they're finally back at home. Tonight, it's the Nuggets and Heat live from the Kaseya Center. We go there at 7:30 right here on ESPN 106.3.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
Go to the South Florida Fair on Thursdays and double the fun. That's right, Thursdays are BOGO at the fair. Buy one admission ticket and get one ticket free. Every food vendor will have a BOGO deal, and ride credits are half off on BOGO Thursdays.
Visit southfloridafair.com/BOGO for details and download the Fair app to get all the entertainment schedules. The South Florida Fair is open now through February 2nd in West Palm Beach.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
The South Florida Fair has been here long before I became a Floridian. Long before I became a Florida man, the South Florida Fair has been here serving the vibes, serving the joy, serving the fried foods to the good people here in West Palm Beach and in the surrounding areas in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. So pull up to the South Florida Fair. pull up on us and check it out. You can get your tickets right now at southfloridafair.com. You also can tap in on so much more as we have now opened up the South Florida Fair. This is the opening day, 17 straight days of entertainment, including the thrilling Royal Spectacular Show. They're going to have live music. They're going to have the new Ag Ventureland, farm animals in the Kabuta Ag Zone. I mean, come on.
We walked through there.
Yeah.
I milked a cow. Well, not a real cow, but I milked a fake cow.
You milked a fake cow, and it brought us to this realization. Yo, how many of us amongst us have actually milked a cow in real life, like a real-life cow? How many people have gotten down and tugged on those udders?
I feel like you can't be gentle. You kind of got in there.
You have to get.
And you got to have grip strength to really get some milk.
I'm from Texas. I've never milked a cow. I've been around many of them. And, yeah, what part of it is people are probably a little timid or scared. Nah, you got to get in there and really milk those things. We'll put that video up of you milking that fake cow earlier. What was coming out of it? Was it water?
It was water.
Okay.
But it felt like the real thing.
Yes. Well,
I guess.
You can – yeah, he said it felt like the real thing. He's never touched a cow in his life. This guy's got a cowboy hat on. He's Cowboy Cat. He's never touched a cow.
Stolen valor from the agriculture culture.
How about this? Today, before we leave the South Florida Fair today, we got to get you to at least put your hands on a real cow.
Okay.
There's a lot of live cattle out here. We'll see if they have any live, like, cows. I don't know if they'll have a dairy cow for you, though.
I pet a cow in Italy. We went to a family farm, and I pet a cow there. Yeah. I fed him some food. Yeah, grass.
Okay. I was going to say, like, do you not know what cows eat?
I forgot what I handed him. I remember it being
I would hope it was grass.
In nature.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe they get a taste for meat. I don't know.
No.
Who
Cows
knows?
can't eat meat. I don't think they can. You know what? Come to the South Florida Fair and find out. We'll ask a cow itself here at the South Florida Fair, or maybe a cow expert or a cowboy, a real cowboy, not Cowboy Cat.
Madam.
Thursdays are BOGO at the fair. Buy one admission. You get one free ticket as well. Again, southfloridafair.com. That's where you can get your tickets, or you can download the South Florida Fair app. It's open all the way through February 2nd, right here in West Palm Beach. Pull up on us, man. I am not one to criticize people for being phonies or frauds. I didn't want to criticize Big Cat earlier, the what is it, Barstool sports guy, who's a Chicago fan, but he's not, and all of that. I wasn't criticizing him. I was pointing out that I was trying to get to understand the story, and I don't want to criticize you for being if you want to call it a fraud or a phony, for having a cowboy hat on and never have milked a cow before, but I am curious, who the hell has milked a cow?
Yeah, what's the percentage like? If we were to poll every single human being on Earth, what percentage of those human beings have actually physically milked a real-life cow?
It's got to be low. It's got to be low. Even if you lived in a rural area, doesn't mean you've necessarily milked a cow. Like, what if your farm didn't, have cows on it? What if y'all were doing other kind of produce that y'all made y'all's money on? I would say it's less than 1%. Less than 1% of people have milked a cow. In fact, how about this? How about we call out to the Theoretically Speaking fans and see if there's just one person, if there's one amongst us who has ever milked a cow, and they can describe to us how it will feel or be. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Call in right now if you've ever milked a cow. And let us know what the actually strategy is around it. Do you go hard tugs? Are you gentle because you don't want the cow to be upset? If you don't go hard enough, does anything ever come out? How many tugs does it take until milk starts actually coming out? Is it like 50? Do you have to prime it up?
Right.
Have you milked a cow? And also, do you have a general percentage of how many people have ever done it? We think it's less than probably 0.1%. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline as we ponder cow milking at the fair.
Yeah, I feel like it's a very useful trait, and it's almost like a good party trick. Well,
hold on a second.
What?
How can it be a good party trick? You're not going to have a cow at a party.
Yeah, there are barn parties, farm parties, a party on somebody's big, massive land. I went to a party for New Year's Eve, and there were horses in the backyard.
Oh yeah, but you don't want to milk those. I would say this: if you have horses, does not necessarily mean you have cows. Out here in West Palm and Wellington and in the area, if they have horses, usually it's because they're like in the equestrian field, not because they're trying to do whatever you're doing. If you have cows, what are you doing? Like just producing a lot of milk?
And I guess if I were
cheese, I guess too.
That's
dairy product.
If I had ready access to a cow that's a dairy cow, like, you got to try the raw milk once, right? I know there's, like, really negative medical reasons to not. There's a lot of bacteria.
Oh, you can't get it straight out the cow?
No, you can't go udder to mouth.
Wow.
Even if you kind of like, you know when you borrow a buddy's water bottle and you don't go straight, like,
touch
water
the udder,
bottle to lips?
You waterfall it.
Exactly. That's the word I was looking for. You can't waterfall cow udder milk straight to the face. Apparently, there's also like an anti-science thing about it where some people think that the preservatives or the stuff that you process milk is bad. It apparently is actually good, so you can't go straight raw milk.
Okay, I'm not a big dairy guy anyways because, again, I don't know why we're out here drinking other people's milk. You know, you grow up on the breast milk. You grow up on the milk of humans.
Wait.
What?
Right, so you think we should continue doing that?
What? No, I'm not saying you keep – no, you just don't drink milk.
At all.
I don't want to be anti-milk guy. I don't know if I'm getting in trouble here at the South Florida Fair. Plus, I grew up, there was a lot of milk propaganda, a lot of got milk signs. I'm not sure what Big Milk is up to these days or Big Dairy. I love cheese. I'm just saying, milk. I mean, when I go to a coffee shop, even at my own home, as I have set up my nice big coffee bar, we are almond milk or oat milk family.
You know,
I'm not hitting that dairy.
I'm not the biggest milk guy either. I'm fascinated by the whole prospect of it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I milked a fake cow just about 3 hours ago.
You did.
However, the taste of milk isn't my favorite. I only have milk if I'm making hot chocolate or if I have cereal and I want to have cereal and milk.
Yeah.
So since
it's a special kind of man to be a milkman at this age, like outside of Robert Griffin III. And like, all right, so if you really like milk at this age and you're really like, imagine if we went to like a company outing and we're having dinner and somebody ordered a glass of milk.
Yeah, I'll have the shrimp scampi and maybe a side of mashed potatoes, maybe potatoes en gratin. And could I trouble you for a glass of milk?
I don't think I can sit at the table.
2% is fine.
I don't think I can sit at the table with another grown man drinking a glass of milk.
He has the milk stash.
Yeah, like, I don't know, man.
Well, the thing I was going to say was, since I don't drink milk often, but sometimes we'll bake and you need milk for the recipe or cereal or hot chocolate, I go like lactose-free milk.
So because it lasts longer.
It sits in the fridge for like 4 months.
Yep.
Maybe I'm exaggerating, but it's a long time.
It's probably too long. Yeah.
And it's very, very convenient. And it's like probably twice the cost. But listen, if I'm going to buy a carton of milk or one of the bigger things in milk, it's all going to go to waste. It's going to go bad in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're not using milk like that often unless you – like who's buying dairy milk? Who's buying a gallon of dairy milk these days anymore? I mean, hey, again, we're going to get in trouble. We're at the South Florida Fair. We're going to stop being anti-milk here on Theoretically Speaking. Instead, we're going to be pro midday midterms and grade some of the foods that they have here at the South Florida Fair. We're going to do that, though, on the other side because, again, we need to put up a wall of defense here and make sure that Big Milk isn't out here to get us. So on the other side, midday midterms, grading the great things about the South Florida Fair, including the foods. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Yeah. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3. Time now for the Land Rover Palm Beach Player of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. Every Player of the Week is eligible to win a scholarship at the end of the year. This year, a $25,000 scholarship will be awarded to an athlete, with $10,000 going to the winner's high school athletic department. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond. Here's Cade Chumsland.
Our Player of the Week is Olympic Heights girls soccer star Avi Solorzano, who leads the team with 17 goals and also has 11 assists. Here she is on what she wants to take out of the game post-school.
Well, I'm definitely going to take out friendships. We've built an incredible bond between the girls, and obviously the talent and the skills that I've learned from my coaches and from my teammates, and the mentality, and I think I'm just going to take that with me wherever I go.
Congratulations, Avi, on being selected the Land Rover Palm Beach Player of the Week. Good luck to you and the rest of the Lions on the remainder of the season.
Hi, Kevin Dalton here from the Unlimited Auto Wash. Enjoy unlimited inside and out hand washes for just $49.95 per month, less than the price of 2 washes. You'll get unlimited hand washes with sealer wax, dash, windows and vacuum, tire shined, and hand finished. All unlimited. Not a member? Stop and get a quick wash anytime at great prices. And during January and February, if you join our club, you'll only pay $25 a month for the first 2 months and then $49.95 thereafter. Visit us at unlimitedAutoWashClub.com or call 561-WASH-ME-TOO.
The Business Development Board of Palm Beach County invites you and your company to participate in the BDB Claim Your Future Showcase on January 30th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Palm Beach County Convention Center. Each year, the BDB collaborates with local businesses, organizations, and universities to showcase various opportunities for the future workforce in Palm Beach County. To attend this event or to become an exhibitor, please visit www.bdb.org.
As market dynamics change, the quality of service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver where others can't. Visit anchin.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
Time now for the coolest moment of the week. Presented by EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. EDS is yes.
John, the late-game situation. That won't count.
Man, Ja Morant over Victor Wembanyama, a slammer-jammer dunk right in his face. You knew it had to happen at some point as Ja called it out before Wemby even entered the league. That is your EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing coolest moment of the week. I couldn't understate this enough. It is like posterizations in the NBA and basketball in general. They're always great. It's even better when it's a little guy doing it on a big guy.
Oh, absolutely, because you're climbing the ladder.
Yeah.
Well, like you were defying the odds. When everyone sees you go rev up and try to challenge the big man, everyone's saying, oh, no, and then they're saying, oh, bleep, he did it.
So him doing that is amazing, spectacular. Two of the big ones that I can remember that were great, that were big man on little guy, DeAndre Jordan over Brandon Knight. That was a pure massacre. Sure, it was not a fair fight. It was a massacre. And then also, this one lives in Heat lore for the rest of time, LeBron James over Jason Terry.
That's right. That one broke the internet. I think that shut down Twitter for a little bit.
It was disgusting. We was running that thing on loop for years and years and years. So sometimes it can be entertaining on the other side when it's not a fair fight, but still it is immaculate to see. I love that we have such great young basketball happening right now. I hope that the NBA can revive its regular season, though, because nobody gives a damn.
And you brought up LeBron James, and you brought up LeBron dunking.
Yeah.
Has LeBron ever explicitly said, I will never do a dunk contest?
Yeah, well, kind of. I forget how he kind of words it. Like, I remember a couple of years he flirted with it, and then he's kind of told the line with it. Eventually he did say he's not doing it anymore, but he's way past that prime of it all.
We talked about it yesterday, about how the lies LeBron says, and we're just joking around about it, how he should go bald for his farewell season.
Right.
It would make so much sense to do the dunk contest in his farewell season.
Maybe on the way out, yeah.
It would give him all the attention that he absolutely adores. The focus would be on him.
Right.
He wouldn't even have to do that good or win to get positive PR from it. He really should do it.
That's a great point, because people still use that as a prong against LeBron's legacy, the fact that he didn't do the dunk contest in his prime like all the greats before him did, and they blame him for the failure of the dunk contest going forward. Now nobody else wants to do it because LeBron didn't do it, so it's no longer cool. That is his fault, for sure. But I also think he probably feels like it's too late to reclaim that. I don't know, though. That would be the one thing that revives the dunk contest, though.
I think so.
We need to – that was a golden – remember, what was it, the Office episode where he was like, well, I need a golden ticket idea?
Oh, yes.
You need to knock on Adam Silver's door and present this golden ticket idea.
How about under the table? I know LeBron's got the money.
Yeah.
But somehow offer some sort of incentive.
This is what LeBron wants right now. You know what Adam Silver and the rest of the owners need to hang over LeBron's head?
What?
Ownership into the NBA. If you want equity into this private club, if you want to be one of the 30 that are able to say, I own an NBA team, and he obviously wants to get the expansion team that is likely to come to Vegas soon, participate in the dunk contest on your way out the door.
And for all of those reasons, that is why Ja Morant's dunk over Wemby that did not count was the EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing coolest moment of the week.
Yeah, man. I mean, look at EDS coolest moment of the week. Spawning ideas that can both get LeBron James the ownership stake he wants in the NBA, and revive the dunk contest. We're doing it all on Theoretically Speaking from the South Florida Fair. Pull up on us. We're going to be sticking around here and checking out the activations, getting some food, posting some content. Russo and Rizzo is next from this very spot, right outside of the Swine Racers, where you see pigs getting after it. So come and tap in, southfloridafair.com, to get your tickets. The South Florida Fair at the South Florida Fairgrounds. See, Cat, or Cowboy Cat, this was fun. Yeehaw! Let's go kick it. Go in love. Go in peace. Go enjoy.
Hey everyone, it's Kevin Love.
This is Bam Adebayo. This is Terry Rozier.
This is Jaime Jaquez Jr.
This is Nikola Jovic.
This is Duncan Robinson.
This is Tyler Hero of your Miami Heat, and you're listening